NFL 23. And all eyes are on Jamison Williams. And with him, any catch could be a big one. He's the NFL leader in touchdown receptions. It's the Vikings and the Bears, next on Madden Football.
We find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. It's been a good season for them so far, and they're just looking to keep that momentum going forward.
They like their record. Now they want to increase it. A win here could really get the momentum going in the right direction.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they come in really scuffling. Losers of 7 of their last 8 games.
And they've been an underachieving team, but they do have some pretty good pieces in place. Let's see if they can use some of the younger guys and make themselves better.
Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his second year in the NFL now.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, accentuate the positive. Because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
Now ETN to start the drive. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. This defense for the Vikings, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
And one of the key numbers that I look at after every game, total yards allowed. They held them under 200 yards of total offense. Just couldn't sustain much of anything against them. Great job showing them different looks and then attacking.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Off the play fake. Here's Cutler. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Shaquille Leonard from that outside linebacker spot gets in there. It's a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now it's Cutler. Over the middle, it's complete. Big gain of 5. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Here's Cutler. Dancing, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting it back on the sack. They'll make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively, and have to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
And he just continues to throw touchdown pass after touchdown pass, leading the league here down the final stretch of the year. Guys will say that the numbers and rankings, they don't matter to him very much. I don't know how much I actually believe that. Sure, he's team first, but I think everyone would like to see him finish number one, including himself.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jalen Phillips gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. He's airing it out for Williams. It's caught inside the 25. And did he get in? No. They'll mark him out at the 1-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. 72 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Looking to throw. McCarthy. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Albert O, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Vikings will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
These two teams, you may remember, they met in Minnesota earlier in the year with the Vikings coming out victorious. So if they can win here in Minnesota, they get a sweep of the season series. On 2nd down, a run with Etienne. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. On 3rd down, Cutler. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 on their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there, and luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Returnable here from the 38. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And you can see they're in 2nd place in the division, but they have clinched postseason football. That's the important thing. They currently have the best record among the wild card contenders, but they want to make sure they finish this season strong.
And isn't that the case each and every year about one division that ends up being the
He's got a man, complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A gain of 32 that time.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
And the Vikings are going to be set up with a first and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they go to work on a first and goal. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Now we got third and goal coming up, and can you imagine being in that little partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Albert Okwuegbunam. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Vikings go up by 2 touchdowns. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. 5 plays there on that drive, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in second and long yardage.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on second and 12. Now it's Cutler. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack. And the number 1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I should have thrown that.
No doubt about it. And his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And now out comes Minnesota. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a first and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got him. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Off the play fake, McCarthy. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw. McCarthy. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set up a terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always run in drives with points. That's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Connor clearly unhappy with that call, and he's thrown that red challenge flag out on the field. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over.
Yeah, remember now, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear video evidence to the contrary. And I give these officials a lot of credit. Such a tough and demanding job. You and I both know that. Yeah, they make the right call way more often than they get it wrong.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have 1 challenge remaining. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
Cutler will throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. But Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Well executed there on 2nd down. So do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility. But now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Off-play action. McCarthy. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 23 yards, the final tally.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Tucker's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime, and we get it. No time to waste. Playoffs starting next week. We skip right over halftime and get back to the action. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. And the Vikings set to go on offense to begin the third quarter. This offense set to begin the third quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? So they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced. Either throw it or run it and try and win this ball game.
It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
First and 10, Taylor now. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 33 yards that time.
They came out with an aggressive mindset to start the third quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take more of these type of deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one's over.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
Holding offense.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at him.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Throw over the middle, he finds Williams. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. On 4th down, McCarthy. He's got this complete to Williams. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal.
What an excellent end result for them. But let's go back to the decision, first of all, to go for it all on 4th down. A lot of pressure on the quarterback's shoulders, but they knew he could handle it. Makes the right read there, gets the ball to his receiver. They get the 1st down. It's now 1st and goal.
They'll look to throw again. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Back to throw again. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Jamison Williams, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Vikings take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the 3rd quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Well, CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And some room to run now. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. Sterling Shepard, 56 yards. And the Bears get a bit closer. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the lead down to 20. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. But Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
To throw on 2nd down. McCarthy. Open man here. Schwartz complete. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. One quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Looking to throw. McCarthy. He's airing it out for Williams. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. Back to throw. McCarthy. This will be swung out wide for Taylor. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Off the play fake. McCarthy. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. Off play action. McCarthy. He's airing it out for Williams. And that is dropped. Oh, that could have been a near certain 6 points. He was all alone, but he could not look it in. My, oh, my. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. And he's going to pick up the Vikings' first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Have confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Now a handoff. Taylor with it. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter. Looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out. We've got them now.
They'll wind up picks up the first.
Well, I liked it. Just take the snap, burrow forward, pick up the few inches you need for a first down.
And defensively, I don't think they were expecting that. They looked a little surprised in the middle.
Yeah, a little bit wary there, weren't they? Because that can be a throwaway down where maybe you go play action, fake it, and try to get something big. But instead they said, forget it. Let's just get a first down and start a new set.
Fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 56 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the one touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance